Going to give by a special guest. No, we know everyone. Satyasara Prabhu. No introduction required. Prabhuji tirelessly helping us to self-realize ourselves, and Prabhu is making various programs. Now we got Friday also full, right? Acharya Upasanam. So Prabhu is helping us so that we will not slip into this material, this spiritual path. He is helping us not to slip from this spiritual path. So with that, we are welcoming Satyasara Prabhu by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, over to you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you all for coming to the Sunday feast. We're going to start with Jai Radha Madhava Bhajan. Yeah. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Girivaradari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Yashoda Nandana Jayo Vraja Jana Ranjana Jayo Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Jayo Vraja Jana Ranjana Jayo Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Radha Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna again. So last Friday was Sita Navami, appearance day of Sita Devi. It's a very auspicious day. So I thought of dedicating this class in glorification of Sita Devi. She is a goddess of fortune and also the most worshipable deity for all of us. We need her blessings to progress in the path of bhakti. So that's how I'm going to dedicate this class. So I know you all might have heard Ramayana many times in your life. So I'm not going to go with the traditional narration of Ramayana. Instead, I'm going to focus on Sita Devi's character or characteristics and the family, very illustrious family that she is from. Also some transcendental pastimes of Sita Devi with Lord Ramachandra. So that's how my focus is going to be. So these topics can be discussed for hours and hours. I have been given only less than an hour, so I'll try to cover as much as possible. The rest we'll cover maybe in the next class. So with that said, I'm going to read a beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 10th chapter. It's entitled The Pastimes of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra, and the 7th verse. It's a couplet verse, 6 and 7, but I just extracted the 7th verse and we're going to read this beautiful sloka. So before that, let's offer our prayers. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this verse can be recited in multiple meters, but I am going to try Brahma Samhita meter. Maybe that will be easy for us to recite. First I will recite. Jitva nurupa gunashila vayonka rupam Sita bidam shriyam hurashya bilabdamanam Marje vrajan brigupater vanayat parudam Darpam mahim hakirtya sriraja bijam. Okay, now we are going to do it together. Jitva nurupa gunashila vayonka rupam Sita bidam shriyam hurashya bilabdamanam Marje vrajan brigupater vyanayat parudam Darpam mahim hakritya striraja bijam. One more time. Jitva nurupa gunashila vayonka rupam Sita bidam shriyam hurashya bilabdamanam Marje vrajan brigupater vinayat parudam Darpam mahim akritya striraja bijam. So 3 devotees, one Prabhu, one kid, one Mataji. Yes.
Jitva nurupa gunashila vayonga rupam Sita bhidam shriyam urasi abhi
Bilabdamanam
Marge vrajan bhrigupater vyanayat prarudram Darpam mahim akrita yastrir araja bijam.
Wonderful. Prabhu, it's a tough sloka.
I will try.
Yes, I'll help.
Jitvanurupa gunasila vayonga rupam Sita bidam shriyamurasya abhilabdamanam Marje vrajan bhrugupate vyanayat parudam Dharpam mahim krutiyasti trir Rajabijam.
Fantastic. Good.
Rajabijam.
Very nice. One kid. Kid. I'll try. I'll help you. Jitvan
Rupam Gunashilavayo Nagrupam Sita Bidham Shriyamurasya Bilabdam Manam Marje Vrajan Bhugipater Vyanayatpadam Darpam Mahima Krita Yastrid Arachabijam.
Excellent. So, very good. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. So I'll read the translation. Thus the Lord achieved the hand of Mother Sita, who was equally as endowed with transcendental qualities of form, beauty, behavior, age, and nature. Indeed, she was the goddess of fortune who constantly rests on the chest of the Lord. While returning from Sita's home after gaining her at the assembly of competitors, Lord Ramachandra met Parshuram. Although Parshuram was very proud, having rid the earth of the royal order 21 times, he was defeated by the Lord, who appeared to be Kshatriya of the royal order. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Sakshurun Militam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langyathe Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurundina Taranam. As I said, this is a beautiful sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, reading this sloka, it describes the marriage of Lord Ramachandra and Sita Devi very beautifully, if you see. So, I'm just talking about the remarkable features of this sloka. Second, another remarkable feature which struck me when I read this is, it brings out the perfect compatibility between the Supreme Lord Ramachandra and Sita Devi. So that's another remarkable feature. Then of course he's talking about the Lord Ram's activity. After he got married to Sita in Swayamvar, in Mithila, and they are going to Ayodhya with Dasarath Maharaj. On the way Parsuram meets them. So it's the remarkable because two avatars coming face to face on the surface of the earth, first time. Parsuram is Shaktivesh avatar, Lord Ramachandra is which avatar? Leela avatar, Purna avatar. So we'll talk about that. So two avatars coming face to face in a challenging spirit. Of course, Parsuram is coming in a challenging spirit. So it's a beautiful, remarkable. So we're going to, if time permits, Krishna willing, we'll cover all these things. So I'll start with this. Lord Ramachandra is famously known as Maryada Purushottam. Purusha means, anybody? What is Purusha? Enjoyer, very good. Any other meaning? Sorry, Mataji? Human, mankind, yeah, exactly. The Purushottama, yeah. It's a male, very good. It's male. Purusha, another meaning is beyond conditions. So we all have conditions and conditioning, isn't it? So Purusha means one is beyond conditions or conditioning and is beyond liberations also. And is Purusha Uttama, Purushottama. He is the supreme of all Purusha, is supreme Purusha. That means there is no conditions for him. So Maryada means, anybody? Respect, yes. Any other? Fantastic, within the boundary. So Maryada means the restricted set by the principles of Vedic scriptures. That is also another meaning of, so you get respect by following the principles of Vedic scriptures. Otherwise, it's not respect at all. So now it's very interesting, it's a conflict in one sense, because he's a Maryada Purushottama. Purushottama means he's beyond any restrictions, Purusha Uttama, but he's also Maryada, he's also restricted by the Vedic principles. So how do you understand this? Isn't it? How Lord Ramachandra can be Maryada Purushottama, he is a Purusha Uttama, he is beyond restrictions. That is because he voluntarily wanted to be restricted by following the Vedic rules and regulation to set an example for human society. So that is why he is Maryada Purushottam. Make sense? But he is not bound by any rules. He is Supreme Lord himself. So I just want to set that, establish his position as the Supreme Lord, not as a normal human being. Because when you read Ramayana, he goes through the normal Grahastha life in one sense. He gets married, then he's going through all the Grahastha problems, and so people tend to see him as a normal human being. So what is the verse in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says? 9th chapter. Avajananti mamuda manusim tanum ashitam. He says, when I come as a human form, people think I am an ordinary man. These are mudas. The foolish people, they do not know. What does they know? They don't know. Parambhavam ajadanto. I am Parambhavam. I'm the Supreme, I'm transcendental. I'm not a normal human being. But foolish people think I am a normal human being. Make sense? So, like that. So now, people think that he is Maryada Purushottam because he is following rules and regulations and everything all the time. That means there is no rasa at all. Isn't it? If you take Krishna, Krishna doesn't have rules and regulations. He is enjoyer. But here Lord Ram is following the rules and regulations. So people generally think there is no rasa. What is rasa? We use this term a lot, isn't it? Mood, mellows, very good. So Srila Prabhupada defines rasa as is a taste derived from sense perception. it mellows or taste. If there is no rasa in the relationship is not relishable. It's a dry relationship. If there is no... So I'll put it like this. The rasa gives emotional and satisfaction for the humans in the relationship. Otherwise, it's dry only. So if somebody is following rules and regulations all the time, we may wonder that it's dry. Where is the rasa? But if you read Sri Ramayana, every pages you can see the beautiful rasa, Lord Ramachandra. Rasa means the loving relationship Lord Ram has his devotees. Every page. So that's why Acharya says it's a full of rasas only. So Lord Ram exhibits all the rasas actually. So if you read our Acharyas talked about 12 rasas. So the 5 primary rasas. Anybody knows? And 7 secondary rasas. It starts with dasyam. Shanta, isn't it? First one is what? Shantaras. So you have passive adoration. For example, you sit here and look at Lord Krishna and Radharani, so beautifully dressed. They give darshan. From the distant, you adore. That is Shanta. Then dasyam. Oh, I want to do some service. Let me make garland for them. Because they are my master. So you make garland. That's dasya. Then you start to develop some friendship with them. Like a Subal, Madhumangal. And they are friends with the Lord. So that is Sakyam. Then you come to Vatsalyam. You say that, okay, I need to take care of him as my son or my daughter. That's Vatsalya. Then I want him to be my lover, my husband. Then there is a Madhurya Rasa. So like that you can exhibit different relationships with the Lord. So then of course there are 7 secondary rasas. In the interest of time, I don't want to go through that. But if you look at Lord Ramachandra, he exhibited all the rasas, but Acharyas talk about 9 rasas, Nava rasas. Lord Ram means Nava rasas. I want to go through that. So anybody know Nava rasas? So I'll go through that. You should know. The first one is Shringara rasa. Shringaram means Lord Ram exhibited that rasa with Sita Devi alone. He is Ekapatni Vrata. So when they married and they were in Ayodhya, as husband and wife, they had a very, very happy life. Then they went to Chitragut forest. 10 years almost they lived there. Very happily together. The Lord exhibited the Shringara Rasam with Mother Sita. Then there is the rasa called Veeram. Lord Ram exhibited Veeram. You know what Veeram means? Valor. So Brahmanas are respected based on the knowledge they possess. So Kshatriyas are respected based on the valor, the great valor. The more Veeram they have, they are respected. So any examples where Lord Ram exhibited the Veeram? Oh, breaking the Dhanush, Siva Dhanush in Swayamvar, isn't it? What is the Dhanush name? The Shiva Dhanush? The Dhanush. Shiva Dhanush, what is the name for that? Pinaka. That's what Lord Shiva is called? Pinaki. Because it's from him, he gave it to the Devatas gave it to Janaka Maharaj. Anyway, so that's the Veeram you can see. That's the second. Third is Karunyam. Karunya means mercy. So where did he show mercy? Vibhishan, beautiful. What is the beautiful sloka he spoke, right? He said, Abhayam sarvada tasmai tadami itat vratam mama. He said, I took a vow. If somebody, even my enemy, surrenders to me, I give them abhayam. I show them the mercy. I show them compassion. That's the Lord. And another instance, Kakasura. He was coming and the crow demon was trying and disturbing Mother Sita. Lord Ram wants to kill him. Then Mother Sita said, no, let's forgive him. The Lord showed compassion. So then the fourth one is Adbhutam. Any example of Adbhutam Lord Ram exhibited? Oh? That is Adbhutam, that's Veeram also. But another magnificent, extraordinary, astonishing thing he did. Bridge to Lanka, fantastic floating bridge. First time in the human history. Just right Lord Ram and just throw the rock will float. Wow, what a technology. It's astonishing. The Lord built from where to where? Dhanushkoti to Talaimanaru in Sri Lanka, beautiful Ram Setu. So then Asyam, that is the fifth one. Asyam means Humor. Have you seen Lord Maryada Purushottama humorously? Where did he exhibit that? I'll give a hint. Panchavati. Surpanaka, what did he do? Well, he didn't cut the nose. Diverted her. He said, oh, my dear Surpanaka, okay. My brother is more powerful than me. He is single, he doesn't have wife. Urmila is not here. So that is Hasyam. You can see Lord Rama is exhibiting that rasa. Then Bhayam. Bhayankara means fearful. How come the Supreme Lord be fearful? Any guess? Which Samudram? Do you think Samudram is afraid of?
When Sita went, then he cried.
He cried, but that is not a fear though. Nothing is a... Mataji? Well, he was not fearful. He was concerned. The fear is Maryada Purushottam. So, he is fearful of breaking the rules and regulations. He is always fearful of that. I do not want to break the righteousness. Make sense to you? That way the Supreme Lord is exhibiting the Bhayankara. I'm fearful of that, so I'll be very careful, like that. He was not fearful because he knows she is the purity personified. He knows his strength of character, right? So he was absolutely not at all worried. So then Bibatsam. You know what Bibatsam means? That is the seventh one. Bibatsam means shock or disgust, however you want to say it. Where did he exhibit that? Maybe that's correct. He exhibited that. Dasharatha Maharaj left his body. That is one. And also the disgust was exhibited by others, Sita Devi and Lakshman during Surpanaka episode. That is Bibatsam. Then Raudram, terrifying anger. He got so angry. When was that? Many times. Vali got killing Ravana. He was terrifying anger. Isn't it? That is, you cannot see the Lord like that. That is Raudram. Because he is Shantam, that's the next one. The ninth one is Shantam. He is always peaceful. If you see Lord Ram, he is always peaceful. He is not agitated at all. Especially among sages in Chitrakoot. Chitrakoot forest was, all the sages were living there. And he was so Shantam and things like that. So these are the Navarasas the Lord exhibited. So it's not Maryada Purushottam means it will be dry pastimes. No, it's a beautiful, loving pastimes we can see. Very, very important. Then this verse is also talking about, as I said, the remarkable feature is Lord Ramachandra and Sita Devi are perfect match. This verse talks about that. Can anybody guess from the translation? What does it say? Fantastic, isn't it? Shripad Ramanujacharya is, one of the greatest Vaishnavacharya appeared on the surface of earth. Is Shripad Ramanujacharya. He talked about how Mother Lakshmi is a perfect match for Lord Narayana. He said a beautiful 3 aspects he talked about. He said, Bhagavan Narayana, Abhimata, Anurupa, Swarupa, Rupa, Guna, Vaibhava. I'll explain this. So this is the measure for couples or married grahasthas. If you want to say, I am perfect match for my husband or my husband is perfect match to me, this is the measure. I'll talk about it. But Shripad Ramanujacharya spoke this verse to say that how Mother Lakshmi and Narayana are perfect match. So first point he said is, they are Anurupa, meaning they're perfectly compatible physically. Lakshmi Devi and Narayana, Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra. Physical compatibility means height, weight, age, color, you name it. That kind of a compatibility. Then he said Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra are compatible in terms of the like-mindedness. That is called Anuguna Dambatyam, they say. Anuguna means the qualities also match. For example, I am compassionate and she is also compassionate. So you see, perfect match in terms of the values, what they value in life. Huh? Then not only that, they also the nature, Swabhava is also. Like if somebody is a Kshatriya nature, another person is a Vaishya nature, what happens? Or somebody is a Brahmanical nature, other person is a Vaishya. One person says we have to study scriptures, other person says no, we have to go and make money. Let's start a business. No, we want to study. So, you see the conflict? So, the another aspect of compatibility is anuguna dambatyam. It has to match, otherwise there is a conflict. Then the third one is very important, abhimata dambatyam. Abhimata means it's not only the qualities that you have same, or your guna, I mean nature is same, but you also need to have the thinking, feeling and willing and actions, your behavior should be in sync. Meaning, I think you do, you think I do. This is how Mother Sita and Lord Ramchandra, they were. In three aspects, you have to remember. What is first one? Anurupa dambatyam. The second is anuguna dambatyam and abhimata dambatyam. If these three aspects, if you are compatible, then you can say we are compatible, we are made for each other. So this is how, now look at Mother Sita, that's what this verse talks about. I am just expanding this verse by quoting this Shastric evidence. But in the modern world, people, more focus is given to Anurupa Dambatyam. Am I physically compatible with this person? Is attractive or not? How much money this person has? The property, the dowry, you name it. All the external things. Anuguna and Adhimata. Yeah, Abhimata, they focus but not much. When the externals are focused more. So what happens if you have only first compatibility, other two is not there, what happens? Huh? Conflict, maybe initially it will be good. They say honeymoon period. Isn't it? So you are very happy and this and that. But slowly the reality kicks in. So then that's where the conflict comes. It will be a hellish life after that. Relationships break. But if you have second two but not the first one, what happens? Mataji? The base is strong. The building, there is a weak little bit, but it's okay. You can just still somehow make it up. Yes, Mataji, please. Inferiority complex also comes sometimes, isn't it? So now my question is, in the Vedic times, it's all arranged marriage. How do they know these three compatibilities? Jatakam, astrology, very good. Very good, very good answer. Anything else?
They are outside. They're outside the person, so they can think more. Not the actual person choosing. So third person is choosing, see, they can validate properly.
They can validate properly. So.
Anxiety and emotion. Slowly they can understand.
So, yes, Mataji?
But it used to be a Swayamvar, so how can you match...
Fantastic. Now Mataji is adding one more layer of complexity. So Swayamvar. Swayam means self, Vara means groom. You pick your groom, but in a regulated way, in a controlled way, not like the modern day and age. Okay, go find somebody. It's not like that. I'll explain Swayamvar. So the scripture says this. Vivaha means Vishishta Rupena Vahan. Vishishta Rupena Vahan means Viha means like two families, it's a vehicle which carries two families together. So now let's come back to Mother Sita. She got Swayamvar. Then so Lord Ram is the right groom. So she picked. Everybody picked. Parents also picked. Then what did Lord Ram say? Janaka Maharaj said, please marry my daughter because you are the most valor Kshatriya. He immediately said, I want my father and mother to be here. Dasharatha Maharaj has to come. He decides. That is how Swayamvar is done. So yes, there is a compatibility between bride and groom. Then they bring the family into the picture. You know what they did? Dasharatha Maharaj came. He sat, Janaka Maharaj, look at these personalities. They started talking about the family. So they inquired, Janaka Maharaj inquired, so please tell me about your family lineage. And Dasharatha Maharaj talking about the family lineage, Then he asks, okay, Janaka Maharaj talks about his family lineage, family tree. That's how they compare. So you tell about your friend, we'll tell about you. It's like that you tell about your family lineage, I will tell you what kind of qualities you would have gotten. So that's how they do the match. So the two families match, the girl and boy, they like each other based on these three Tambatyam. That is how it is done, Swayamvar. So far good? Okay. So now then, how does Lord appear? So that Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita, they are, Lord Ramachandra is the Supreme Lord and Sita is his eternal consort. So when they appear through Leela Shakti. They don't appear like a normal people. That's what Krishna says, beautiful sloka in Bhagavad Gita. What does he say? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mamiti sarjana. Janma karma cha me divyam. When Lord appears, it's not a normal birth, it's a transcendental. So when they appear through pastime only. Let's take Mother Sita here. What was the pastime? From the earth, Maharaj Janak was just plowing the field to do Putra Kameshti Yagna. He is getting ready. At that time she has a golden box. In the furrow of the field, there is a female child lying. He was astonished. Wow, it's such a beautiful little baby girl lying in the golden box. See the pastime. And immediately he carried and he called his wife. Who is the wife of Janaka Maharaj? Sunaina. Come, my dear wife, we got a baby girl in the field. And they got so happy. Wow, what a beautiful girl they found. So they immediately took the baby to the palace and they started to take care of the baby because they adopted the child. So Janaka Maharaj and Sunaina are the adopted parents of Mother Sita. So since she was found in the field, Janaka Maharaj gave the name Sita. Sita means is found in the furrow of the field. That's what it means. But if you read the Puranas in Vedic scripture, there are multiple versions given about Sita's birth. But I am referring to Valmiki Ramayana because that is the Moola Ramayana. So that's the original Ramayana. Of course, all other Ramayans also authentic, but they all came from Valmiki Ramayana. Ramcharitmanas, a beautiful version of Ramayana. You can see the rasa there. But they all are, the Moola Ramayana is Valmiki Ramayana and different versions came. Then people often ask me this question, why there are different versions of Sita's appearance? You know why? They are authentic, but why? Very good. Because in different kalpas, these are eternal pastimes. Lord Ram appears once in a day of Brahma. 24th cycle of Manvantara, he appears. So this pastime happens eternally. So it is recorded. So there's a slight variation in the pastime. So it is recorded in the Vedic scripture. So that's why there's a slight variation. But we refer to Valmiki Ramayana. That's the base for us. So anyway, so Sita was born and Janaka Maharaj took her to the palace and they were, very nicely taking care of Sita Devi. So she was growing up. Who is Janaka Maharaj? Mother Sita's father, we know, adopted. Whose son is Janaka? Because now we are going to talk about the genealogy a little bit. It is very fascinating. Because Dasarath Maharaj and Janaka Maharaj spoke about the lineage before this one, they got married. So who is Janaka? Is son of King Nimi. Okay, so which Vamsa they belong to? Which dynasty? Sita Devi. There are two powerful Kshatriya dynasties. One is Surya dynasty, right? Solar dynasty. Next is Chandra, moon, Soma dynasty. So there are two dynasties. Sita comes in Surya Vams. Very good try. Comes in Surya Vams. What about Lord Ram? Are you sure? Very good. Both come from Surya Vams only. I'm just checking. So I'm going to go through the family dynasty a little bit. I'll tell you why I'm talking about the family tree. Very, very important. So, I don't want to go all the way to creation because we don't have time. Of course, everything comes from Krishna, Sarva Karana Karanam. So, It is there. So I'm going to go to Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Let's go to that level. So I'm going to take one Brahmanda and talk about that. So Garbhodakshaya Vishnu lies on Anantashesh. Which ocean? On a Garbhodak ocean. Is that right? So then from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, the lotus stem comes, the lotus flower comes. Who comes from that? Brahma comes. And Brahma was born. Then he was meditating on Lord Krishna. So what's the purpose of me coming? Then Lord Krishna said, okay, you have to go and do the secondary creation, create the bodies for the living entities, the planets, and so he instructed. Then he said, you have to go and populate the universe also. So then Brahma started to do all these things, and one of the sons of Brahma, Marichi, is a very great personality, right? So Marichi had many sons, and one of the illustrious son of Marichi is Kashyapa Muni. Kashyapa Muni had many wives. I'm just going a little fast track. And one of the wives is Aditi. Have you heard about Aditi? So through Kashyapa, through Aditi, Kashyapa begot many sons, and one of the sons was Vivashwan. Right? Have you heard about Vivashwan? Vivashwan is intimately connected to Ramayana. Can anybody tell me how? How is Vivashwan connected to Ramayana? I'll give a clue. Otherwise, Vishwamitra. Vivashwan and Hanumanji. What's the connection? Right, but he's a guru of Hanumanji. When Hanuman was a small child, he used to fly up all the way to Surya Mandala and sit on the Vivashwan's chariot, and Vivashwan will just run the chariot, and Hanuman will sit next to him. Vivashwan will speak Vedas, and Hanuman will learn. So Vivashwan is a guru. So Surya Dev is a guru of Hanumanji. So it's very, very important. And also Krishna talks about Vivashwan in Bhagavad Gita. Anybody remembers the sloka? Where does he say? Imam Vivashvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Abhyayam Vivashwan Manave Praha Manu Ikshvakuve Bravit. Very, very important. He tells Arjuna, I am not speaking Bhagavad Gita first time. You don't think that I am speaking in Battle of Kurukshetra. I spoke the science of Krishna consciousness to the sun god Vivashwan in the beginning of creation. Amazing. That is your ancestor. I spoke to Vivashwan, then Vivashwan spoke to his son. Who is his son? Manu. Which Manu is referring to? There are many Manus, 14 Manus come in the day of Brahma. Just one day, 14 Manus come. Which Manu is talking about? No, not Swayambhavu. Who else? Prasanna Manu, Vaivashvata Manu. So then Manu spoke to his son, Ikshvaku Maharaj. Then the parampara started from there. So it's very, very important. That's why Lord Ram is called, if you read Puranas and all, Lord Ram is called Ikshvakaha, because he's a descendant of Ikshvaku Maharaj. Very important. We should know all this. Am I boring? It's a family tree. It has a bearing on the Supreme Lord's holy name. That's where I'm coming. Then Ikshvaku, so coming to Vivashwan, the sun god. Sun god had two wives. Very interesting. Chaya is the first wife. Through Chaya, he begot a son named Shani. He's a graha. You know Shani? Everybody is afraid of Shani. If Shani appears on your astrological chart, he is going to give you a tough time, isn't it? From the material point of view. He's doing his duty. He's a servant of the Lord, actually. Then there is a second wife. Her name is Samnya. And Vivashwan got a beautiful three illustrious children. The first one is Yama, second is Yami, third is Vaivashvata Manu. It's very interesting. Who is Yama? Yamaraj. So Yami means second, the good daughter. You know what Yami? Who is Yami is? Yamuna. The personification of Yamuna Devi, River Yamuna. Look at the great personalities. And third is Vaivashvata Manu. So Vivashwan got, through Samnya, he got 3 children. So what is the service of Yamaraj? To do justice, very good, Mataji. Justice. So in one sense, Yamaraj just looks at it after you die, you go to Yamaloka, he looks at all your accounts. How much, pava you did, papa you did, how much punya you did, or whatever. So in one sense, Yamaraj's service is to bind you to this world, depending on your karma. What is the service of Yamuna Devi? River Yamuna or Jamuna? Purify you. So if you take bath in Yamuna river, all your contaminations are gone, all your sins are gone. So she liberates you from this world. So Yamaraj binds you. Yamuna Devi liberates you. So what about Vaivashvata Manu then? Yes? Knowledge, fantastic. He is a disciple, he is a guru in our disciplic succession because Surya Vams starts from Vaivashvata Manu. Any Kshatriyas you find on the surface of the earth, they belong to Surya Vams or Chandra Vams. So in the Surya Vams, he is a disciple, he is a guru, Vaivashvata Manu. So that's why the word man came from Manu. Or Manushya, right? Manushya derived from Manu. So the human civilization starts at that level. So the Surya Vam starts there. Very important, so we should know our history. Then what happens? Then the Vaivashvata Manu, I'm cutting short, you can just keep on. Okay, before I go further, Kashyapa had many wives. Another wife is Diti. Who was the sons of Diti? Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Then from them, Hiranyakashipu who came? Prahlad came. Then after Prahlad, Bali Maharaj. After Bali, Banasura. So that is a completely separate lineage. They don't come under Kshatriya lineage. Okay, very important to understand. There is a Asura Kula. That is completely separate lineage goes. This is the Kshatriya lineage. Surya Vams and Chandra Vams. So anyway, so then Vaivashvata Manu, through his wife Shraddha, had many sons. And one of the sons was Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku Maharaj is a very righteous king. So the Manu and the descendants of Manu, so they are responsible for establishing religious principles and make sure that everybody follows the religious principles. Then Ikshvaku Maharaj gave birth to 2 sons. One is King Nimi, another one is, any guess? Vikukshi. So Vikukshi is the ancestor of Lord Ramachandra. And King Nimi is the ancestor of Sita Devi. Okay? So that is how they are connected. So the Surya Vams, they both belong to Surya Vams, but they just fork at that level. Ikshvaku. Makes sense? So now, I'm going to cut short and come to Lord Ram. First, let us talk about Lord Ram's family, then go to Sita Devi. So far good? I'll ask this question. Where they split after some time. Please remember. Madhava? Okay. So, now what happened is, okay, cut shorting. So, Vivukshi, after many generations, another greatest king appeared. His name is Sagar Maharaj. King Sagar. Greatest king. Okay, he was ruling the entire universe or the earthly planet. He had 60,000 sons. Unimaginable. 60,000 sons. Then he was doing the yagna, Ashwamedha yagna, to become more powerful so that he can take care of his praja. Indra got frightened. What is this? The Sagar Maharaj is doing Ashwamedha yagna. If he completes it, he gets more power. So he can dethrone me. I want to stop this yagna somehow. So he stole the horse. And he took the horse into Kapila Muni ashram. Kapila Muni is in Tapasya. He just went and hid the horse in his ashram and Indradev went. Sagar Maharaj is asking, where is the horse? It's Ashwamedha yagna. So I had to complete. He could not find. So he called all his 60,000 sons and said, go all over the universe and find the horse and bring it. So I want to finish my yagna. So the 60,000 sons were looking for the horse. Finally they came to Kapila Muni's ashram. And they found the horse and they got so mad at Kapila Muni. How can you, a sage, you are stealing the horse? They mishandled Kapila Muni and they messed with the wrong person. Kapila Muni got very mad. He just looked at them like this with anger. You know what happened? He burned them into ashes. All 60,000 become just ash. That's it. So Sagar Maharaj is waiting. What happened to my 60,000 sons? They didn't come. Waiting, they didn't come. Then he called his grandson. He's also very powerful. Anshuman Maharaj. Why is so important now? He had many grandsons, but he picked Anshuman. I got disturbed. Anshuman. He picked him because he's very, very clever. You know what I'm saying? And he's very strong also. And said, go and find your uncles. 60,000 missing, not one. Please go find. He was going all over the world and he could not find. Then finally he came to Kapila Muni's ashram. And Kapila Muni was there. He said, where are my uncles? He said, look at that. It is a big pile of ashes. He said, that's all your uncle. I burned them. Then Anshuman is very clever. He did not mess with Kapila Muni. He said, my dear sage, please tell me how can I deliver my ancestors? It's my duty. Very important point. So we have to do our samskaras properly for our pitrus. It's a duty of every individual. So we do all the tarpanam and about ancestors. Of course, if you chant the holy names of the Lord, everybody is delivered. So that's another shortcut. So he is asking Kapila Muni, so what should I do? Kapila Muni said, only one solution. You know what is the solution? Bring Ganges. So at that time, Ganges was only in the heavenly planets. Only the Devatas have access. He said, bring Ganges to the earth and purify them. Then Anshuman said, I'm going to try. Kapila Muni said, don't even try. You cannot do it. No, I want to try. Okay, go and try. So he tried and he failed. Then after some time, who came? No, before that, King Dilipa, Bhagirath's grandson, son of King Dilipa. So he tried. So the reason I'm saying is, they tried generation after generation to deliver the Pitrus. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. So Dilipa tried and he failed. Then Bhagirath came. Then he did a severe tapasya. I'm going to cut short it. Severe tapasya. Then Ganges came to earthly planet. That's why she is called Bhagirathi. Very important. Then he delivered all his ancestors. All his uncles got delivered from the sin they committed. And one of the descendants of Bhagirath is Katwanga Maharaj. Now you read this about Katwanga Maharaj in Bhagavatam. Isn't it? Parishit talks, Sukadeva Goswami speaks to Parishit to inspire him. Katwanga Maharaj, very powerful king, Kshatriya. So, then what happened is a short story about Katwanga. We can speak for hours. Katwanga Maharaj, so powerful that Devatas come and asked him. Devatas means the gods in the heavenly planet. They came and asked, Katwanga Maharaj, please come and help us. Asuras are attacking us. Think about it. He said, okay, I'll come to heavenly planet. He went there. He fought against the Asuras. You know the Asura Kula I was talking about? So they are fighting. So he fought and he defeated the Asuras. Devatas got very happy. And they asked Katwanga Maharaj, what boon you want? You saved us from Asuras. Please tell us. Then he said, please tell me how much time I have before I die. When I am going to die, tell me so that I can prepare myself properly. Think about it. If you know that this is when you are going to die, it will be great, right? You can do many things nicely. So Katwanga Maharaj is so smart. He didn't ask for anything. He said, when I am going to die, please tell me. Devata said, I'm so sorry, sir. You have only one muhurt to live. Do you know what muhurt means? 24 minutes. Because you spend most of the time in heavenly planets and fighting with us. Asuras, time passed already. You come to earthly planet, it's gone. Time is gone already. So 24 minutes. Then Katwanga Maharaj said, okay, no problem. He dropped everything and he just focused on the Supreme Lord Krishna only, on the lotus feet. Completely absorbed himself in the thoughts of the Supreme Lord and he left his body. The reason I'm talking about this, great personalities appeared in Surya Vams. Then after Katwanga Maharaj, after many generations, Dasarath Maharaj appeared in the lineage of Katwanga Maharaj. Who is Dasarath? Ram's father. After Katwanga Maharaj, there's another Maharaj, Raghu. King Raghu appeared before Dasarath. He is also another great emperor, ruled the earth. That's why Surya Vamsa is called Raghu Vamsa, because he is such a great king. And he ruled it. If you think about it, I was thinking about this. Lord Ram's name tied to King Raghu. There are many names. Can anybody guess? Raghunandan. What does Raghunandan means? Son of Raghu dynasty. Okay, what else? Raghunatha. Raghu Vamshi. What else? Beautiful. Raghava. Who said? Fantastic. Raghava. Raghavendra. What is Raghavendra? He's a Indra of Raghu dynasty. He is the most powerful king of Raghu dynasty. What other names? Raghuveera. Isn't it? Raghuveera. Raghupati. What is Raghupati? What is Raghupati? He's the lord of the Raghu. Yeah, it's protector, you can say, the lord of Raghu dynasty. What other names? There are so many names of connected to King Raghu and given to Lord Ram. Raja Ram is a King Ram, isn't it? Raghu Nayak, hero of Raghu dynasty. Raghu Ram is Ram of Raghu dynasty. Raghu Kula Tilaka is the ornament of Raghu dynasty. You can keep on writing. So think about the family tree as a bearing on the holy names of the Lord. So that's why I was going through the family tree. Raghu Pongava. You know what Pongava means? Descendant. This is another name of Lord Ram. So anyway, there are so many. I'm getting names in the text also. So we can see the family tree. So this is, then after King Raghu, Dasarath Maharaj appeared and Lord Ram was born to Dasarath Maharaj and who is the wife? Kausalya. Anyway, so that is Lord Ram's lineage. Now let's look at Sita Devi's lineage. Oh, we just started the class at this, time is up. So Sita Devi, so now I'm going to ask a question. So we went through from Garbhodaksha Vishnu all the way to Surya Vams where it started, right? Vaivashvata Manu. Then it forked where? Nimi and Vibhukshi. So Vibhukshi is ancestor of Lord Ram. Nimi is ancestor of Mother Sita. So now let's look at the Sita's lineage. Solar dynasty only, but there's a family trees branch. So King Nimi is such a righteous king, very pure devotee. And he had a small problem with Vasishtha Muni, his spiritual master. So Vasishtha cursed him. King Nimi, you are going to die. Okay, because he disrespected me. You know what King Nimi did? Counter cursed Vasishtha. You also die. Think about how powerful King Nimi is. So powerful, Tapobalam. Vasishtha cursed him and he counter cursed Vasishtha also. So then King Nimi said, I don't need a material body anymore. I want a spiritual body and go back to Krishna. So he took the spiritual body, material body was lying down. The sages were very concerned, the rishis, because the dynasty has to go on. Surya Vams has to go on. Because King Nimi didn't have any sons. So where is the legacy then? So they requested King Nimi, please come from your spiritual body, get into your material body. He said, no, I don't need it anymore. I'll go to Krishna. Then the sages had a technology at that time. They take the dead body of a king, they do a churning with some mantra they recite and bring the progeny from that. It's amazing. Many times if you read Bhagavatam, in many places they do that. To give protection to the praja. Otherwise, who is going to take care of establishing dharma then? So it cannot stop there. So they took the body of King Nimi and they churned, and from there Janaka Maharaj came. So what is Janaka means? Janaka means one who was born in an unusual way. This is not the usual way. churning the dead body and getting the... It's amazing enough, very fascinating. So that's why Janaka Maharaj came. And also he is called Vaideha. You know what Vaideha means? He came from a dead body of his father. Generally we get body from a living father. He came from dead body of a father. So Vaideha. What is Mithila? That is also name of Janaka Maharaj. Any guess? A place that came after. Good try. Mithila means churning. From the churning of father's body he came. So that's why he is also called Mithila. He constructed a city. It is called Mithila. L-A-A. Mithila is Janaka Maharaj's name. Mithila means the place, city. So it's all connected. Now the important point here is very important because the word Janaka is not a name, it's a title. So generally we think that Janaka Maharaj means a person. He's not, there is no one Janaka, there are multiple Janaka Maharajas. It's very fascinating, isn't it? So Janaka means, what is Janaka I said? He came from in an unusual way, he took birth in an unusual way. So in the Bhagavatam, who is Sita Devi's father? Janaka Maharaj. Is he the same Janaka? Definitely not. If that is the case, Sita Devi will be much older than Lord Ram. Isn't it? King Nimi, then immediately Janaka comes. Isn't it? So definitely not. So as I said, Janaka is just a title, it's not a name. So there are many Janaka Maharajas. So after many generations, there is a Janaka, Shira Dvaja Janaka. That is Sita Devi's father's name. Shira Dvaja Janaka. So Janaka was attached to all the kings after this King Nimi passed away. Okay, so Janaka is a title. So Shiradvaja Janaka is a pure devotee of the Lord. When Bhagavatam talks about 12 Mahajans, he talks about Janaka Maharaj, that is Shiradvaja Janaka. Because these Shiradvaja, the Mahajans who sets the path of bhakti and everybody should follow. What is the sloka? A beautiful verse. Anybody? We discussed this. Mahajanayana Dharmasya Tattvam Neetam Guyam Mahajanayana Gatasa Pantaha. Mahabharata says the path established by Mahajans one has to follow. Then you attain the perfection. So this Shiradvaja Janaka is Sita Devi's father. So then, so that's a lineage. So now you know, everybody knows the connection. So then, based on this, what is Sita Devi's name? Janaki. It came from Janaka. Then what other names? Vaidehi. Because she is a daughter of Vaideha. Then Maithili. That comes from Mithila. Mithila is not the city. The king's name. And Mithila is the city. Okay, so these are so see how the names are connected to the parampara, the family tree. So it's very important. Now let's come back to the actual class. So Swayamvar ceremony. So what happened is Shiradvaja Janaka took Sita Devi, and Sita Devi was happily growing up and exhibiting all the wonderful qualities. Then she came to an age of getting married. You know what age she got married? 9 years old. Child marriage. But that is not the case in Vedic culture because they are already very mature and things like that. Anyway, so then Janaka Maharaj said, Sita Devi is a very powerful and a wonderful girl. She is a goddess of fortune. So I want the best of best for her. So he arranged a Swayamvar ceremony. Swayamvar ceremony is a very, it's oftentimes the Kshatriya families, they invite all the princes from all over the world. Then the princess goes around and picks, okay, he is my husband. And that's how it is done. So Janaka Maharaj thought that my daughter is very special, so I don't want a normal prince. I want the best of the best. So I'm going to do one test. The test is whoever breaks this Shiva Dhanush will be my husband of my daughter. So all the princes came, they could not even move it. You know how many people used to move the Dhanush? 500, Valmiki says. 500 people will push the cart Dhanush was on, and that's how they brought it to the arena where the competition was happening. Then nobody could break the Dhanush. Then Lord Ram came. Vishwamitra said, Lord Ram, why don't you try? Just sure with your blessings. He goes and lifts the Dhanush with the left hand. He strings it. While stringing it, he broke into 2 pieces. Janaka Maharaj said, he is the right person for my daughter, Sita Devi. Then the wedding happened, the marriage happened. So I already covered the Swayamvar, so I'm not going to go into detail. Any questions so far? Okay, the marriage happened. Then Lord Ram took Sita along with Dasarath and Kausalya. They're coming to Ayodhya from Mithila. What happened? This verse says, they met Parashuram. Parashuram was going around all over the world and killing all the evil Kshatriyas. Who is Parashuram, I said? He is also Shakti-Avesh avatar. Dushta Shakti of the Lord is invested in him. He is empowered by Dushta Shakti, meaning the miscreants he will kill. So there are different Shakti-Avesh avatar. Narada Muni, Prithu Maharaj. So he is empowered with Dushta Shakti. So he was just destroying all the evil Kshatriyas. Who is father of Parasuram? Jamadagni. So Jamadagni was killed by a Kshatriya, isn't it? So he got so mad and went and killed the king. Krita Virya Arjuna, he killed him. Then they took a revenge, the sons of Krita Virya Arjuna. They killed Jamadagni. So Parashuram said, I'm going to wipe out the Kshatriya race. Good Kshatriyas I'll leave, all the bad Kshatriyas I'll die. So I'll kill. So that's what he says. 21 generations of all the bad Kshatriyas on the planet of earth wiped them completely. Then he heard that Lord Ram broke the Shiva Dhanush, Pinaka. So he said, okay, now let me challenge him. Who is this guy? I will see. He's Kshatriya, right? I will fight with him. So Parashuram appeared. Dasarath Maharaj got frightened. He said, Ram is only 16 years old at that time. Parashuram is like already a very well-established Kshatriya, powerful avatar. So what's going to happen to my son? Then Parashuram said, you broke Shiva Dhanush, break this Dhanush, it's from Vishnu. You break this. Or fight with me. Either one you should do. Lord Ram said, no problem. Shanta. Right? What is a Navarasa? One of the Navarasa we just discussed. Peacefulness, very good. Huh? Big round of applause for Madhava. Very attentive. So then he gave the Dhanush. Then Lord Ram very effortlessly strings the Dhanush. And he puts the arrow. So where should I put the arrow? Parashuram knows that he is not a normal person. Only the Vishnu can break the Vishnu Dhanush. Nobody else can do. So it has to be a personality of Godhead. So that's how they went, that episode went. So it's 12:48. I will stick with the time. I'll stop here. Or should I continue? We just warmed up. We only talked about the family tree. Still we have a Sita Devi's character. I'll go 5 more minutes. Not yet, we are coming there only. I'm just a warm-up only so far. Yes, Mataji?
It's kind of a track question, but how our Vaishnava Sampradaya explain the action of Parashurama for killing all the Kshatriya, but just one Kshatriya killed his father, but he killed all the race of Kshatriyas.
Yes, I didn't go into detail. The Shakti-Vesh avatar means the Jiva is empowered with a particular Shakti of the Lord to perform some action on behalf of the Supreme Lord. So Parashuram is given this Dushta Shakti of the Lord, meaning the Lord comes, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskrutam dharma samsthapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. So he comes and Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect good people, and vinashaya cha duskrutam, duskrutinas, he kills them. Right? Sometimes if it is scheduled time that he comes, then he comes and does himself. Otherwise he sends this kind of jivas also sometimes, and they are empowered with some special Shakti. So Parashuram is a Dushta Shakti, he empowered by Dushta Shakti of the Lord, meaning, okay, now it's not a time for me to come and clean up Kshatriya race, the miscreants. Dushta means miscreants, evil kings. So I don't have time to come, but you, as a Jiva, empowered with Dushta Shakti, so you go and clean that Kshatriya race of the evil Kshatriyas, not the good ones. So he was doing on behalf of the Lord, cleaning up the Kshatriya race. That's why he did not mess with Lord Ram. He challenged him because he wants to know who is this? Who is this personality who can break Shiva Dhanush, Pinaka? Because Parasuram is also a devotee of Lord Shiva. He worships Jiva. Huh? So he is doing on behalf of the Supreme Lord. Makes sense to you? And he was not killing the good people, good Kshatriyas, bad Kshatriyas. So 21 generations of bad Kshatriyas are wiped out. Okay, very good question. So, any other questions? No. So we'll continue. So then Lord Ram and Mother Sita comes to Ayodhya and they live very happily. Then the conspiracy of Mantra and Kaikeyi happens. So cut shorting. Then Lord Ram was exiled into forest for 14 years. So he was ready to go. Then Mother Sita said, I also want to go with him. She said, no, why do you have to come? No, I will come. Wherever you are, that's where I am. So then she also went, and Lakshman also went with Lord Ram and Mother Sita to forest. And they reach Chitrakoot forest and they lived there for 10 years, almost 10 years, very happily. Because Chitrakoot is full of sages only, there's no problem, it's all happy living. Anybody went to Chitrakoot forest? A beautiful place, you should go. Beautiful temples are there, it's an amazing place. Then Lord Ram thought it's more peaceful here, so I want to do something. I want to start to fight. So then they decided to go to Dandakaranya, Dandaka forest, started to move. On the way they meet Atri Rishi and Anusuya. A beautiful pastime there. We don't have time. But they go and stay with them. They are very elders. They stay with them. And Anusuya teaches Mother Sita how to lead a Grahastha life. Beautiful lessons. She teaches, then Mother Sita learns that, and then they go from there to Dandakaranya forest. On the way, Mother Sita speaks to Lord Ram. It's a very important. Mother Sita speaks very few places in Ramayana. If you read Valmiki Ramayana, very few places she speaks prominently. Of course, she speaks all the time to Lord Ram, but very prominently. See, this is one of the places where they are traveling to Dandaka forest. On the way, she speaks to Lord Ram, which is a very, very instructive for all of us. What she says is that the first one she says is, if any person would desire their welfare, they should abstain from 3 things. If you really want to be happy, you want to really progress in your bhakti, these 3 things are very important. First lesson she gave. I am going very fast. The first is false speech. You should abstain from false speech. False speech means don't be duplicitous. Don't put one face here, one face there. Be who you are. Don't lie. Don't give diplomatic speeches or political speeches. You know what I'm saying? So that's a first lesson. Be authentic. Do what you say and say what you do. Number 1. The second thing she says, don't disrespect women. When you disrespect women, then sarvanasam happens and everything starts to decline. You become inauspicious when you do that. Number 2. And number 3, she says, don't commit violence against innocent living entities. So first lesson she gave. And second is, so it's a very important lesson for us to hear when I was thinking about it. Mother Sita speaking to Lord Ramachandra, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Speaking to a person who speaks Dharma, who established Dharma. Lord Ram is very humbly listening. So, lesson for us is, it doesn't matter whether wife is giving you advice or husband is giving advice. As long as the advice is as per the Shastras, we should listen. We must listen. The Lord is setting an example. You understand what I'm saying? So this person is inferior, that person is superior. Nothing like that. If it is as per Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, we must listen and implement. That's the first lesson. Then she said this very important point. She said that the association with things of this world one develops attachment to them. This is very interesting. I meditated on this. I'll tell you this. She said, association with things of this world, man develops attachment to them. So what it means is, so we have heard in our scriptures also, and there is a famous verse, Madhava, you know this verse, Atyahara Prayascha Prajalpo Niyamagraha Janasangascha Laulyamcha Vinashyati. So if you do 6 things, bhakti is finished. And one of them is Janasangascha Laulyamcha. If you associate with non-devotees, period, your bhakti is stopped there only. You will be there only for eternally. Do not worry. Life after life, you will be there. Aram se. Or you may go down also. So Janasanga. So we always acharyas talk about Janasanga. Here Mata Sita is telling, even if you associate with things of this world, if it is not properly associated, properly utilized, it will influence your mental functions. And that is also a bad association. Why she is saying this? Because, so what happens in the bad association? In short, what happens? Mataji? Bad habits, you? Influenced, yes? Anybody here? Yes? Fantastic. So what happens in the bad association? You'll develop the bad propensities and tendencies without even knowing it. You develop it and you become one of them. So I'll tell you this, very interesting. We don't have time. When Ravana wanted to kidnap Sita, he is very powerful. He has all kinds of Shakti, yogic siddhis. So he was meditating on Mother Sita. You are meditating on Lord Ram. Let me just meditate on Lord Ram and try to assume his form so that I can trick Sita. That was his original idea. Then only he changed the idea. So he was meditating on Lord Ram so that he can have the form. You know how he saw Mother Sita in that consciousness? She saw her as a mother. He got disturbed. So let me try again. So you're just saying, okay, how does Lord Ram look? So that I can also assume the form of Lord Ram and go and cheat Mother Sita. Then she again started to see her as a mother. Then he said, I cannot do this. So what does it tell us? When you associate with someone or somebody mentally, you also assume that consciousness. So here he was meditating on the Supreme Lord, even though with the evil intention. But still, he was influenced in a positive way. Like Putana. She wants to kill Krishna. She came and she was watching all the gopis from the bushes. What are they doing? They dressed up so nicely. They go and serve Krishna and come. And she developed, unknowingly she developed the motherly, the Vatsalya rasa towards the Lord. Then she went, even though with the intention of killing, but she got the Dhatri position because Krishna saw that subconsciously she developed the motherly affection towards the Lord. Make sense to you? So now this is a positive. Think about negative. If you think about somebody negatively, you will become them. You will become one of them because you get their consciousness. Period. That's why bad association is very, very condemned. Eventually you will become one of them. If you talk about only bad things about other person, please be assured, guaranteed, Shastra says, you will become that person. You will have that quality. It's just a matter of time only. So that's why stay away from the bad association as much as possible. So here, Mother Sita is telling that not only the people you associate with, even the object also affects your mental function. She told a very beautiful story, and I will stop there. She told Lord Ram the story to make a point. There was a sage who was doing a severe tapasya and doing all the, the bhakti activities, completely dedicated for many years. Indra got very afraid. Indra Devi always gets fearful. If somebody is getting little, bhakti, or maybe the power, whatever. So he said, okay, I need to disturb this guy because he is getting very powerful. So you know what he did? He took a form of a sage and he approached that Brahmana, or the sage, that other person. He gave one sword. He assumed the form of a Kshatriya and approached the sage and said, I have this very powerful sword. It's a very, very valuable sword. I am going on a trip. can you please save this sword for me? And I'll come later and take it from you. But it is very, very important you have to save it. Please promise me. So the sage promised, I will take care of the sword, don't worry. So this guy was always doing tapasya. Now he got the sword. He was protecting the sword. He will go to take bath in the river, he will take the sword with him. He is a sage. Then he'll come home with the sword only. When you do Sandhya Vandanam, you will keep the sword next to him. Then he'll go to forest to pick fruits and flowers to offer it to God. He will take the sword with him. So he was associating with the sword all 24/7. He started to develop the mood of violence. At one point, somebody doing something and he took the sword to cut them off. Think about it. From the sadhu, how we got affected by having the object, not even a person, the object which induces violence in you. And he was associating with a good intention, all good intention. He did not have any malicious intent. But since he was always associating with the object, the mental functions are influenced by that and eventually you become violent. So Mother Sita told the story. If you read Valmiki Ramayana, to make a point to Lord Ram that the object you associate with also influences your mental function. So for us, what is the lesson? Which object we always carry? Always. Eating, phone, giving class, phone is next to me. If I go and do prasadam serving, phone I always look at. Yes, you can use phone for the service of the Lord, then it loses the material properties. But what you associate with, it will influence your consciousness. So that's what she was making. She was making that point. Make sense to you? So not only phone, what other things we associate with? Phone is the easy answer. Money. Keep thinking about money, 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 money. Huh? Then what else? Clothes. Isn't it? Your clothes influence your consciousness. What kind of clothes you wear? That determines your consciousness, or your consciousness determines your clothes you wear. Very, very important. It's an important lesson. I mean, there are many things to read about this. There are many thoughts. But anyway, so I'll complete here. So then I also want to talk about Indra. So Indra came, the sage was doing his duty properly, right? He came all of a sudden and gave something to him. And he disturbed his bhakti. So, who is Indra? Indradev. King of heaven is a devotee of the Lord also, isn't it? So the trickery is a symptom of mode of passion. So sometimes we trick people. So if we are envious of somebody, they are progressing very well in bhakti. We may be a devotee, we want to trick them or we want to disturb them. You are a little weak, right? So I will disturb you. They'll give you some gift, inappropriate gift. Because they want to disturb, they'll give color TV. Oh, you have a big house? I'll give you a big color TV. Because they want you to watch TV and waste time. I'm not joking. Even devotees do. Indra is a devotee of the Lord. He wants to disturb another person's bhakti. Now, so the point I'm making here is that even devotees sometimes do this because of envious nature. They want to disturb the other person's service. They want to destroy their bhakti, or they want to prove their superiority. So Indra is so attached to his power and position and he wants name and fame. He is ready to go and disturb other person's bhakti or service. Make sense to you? So you have to be very careful not disturbing other service. That means you are acting like a demon. Demon only disturbs others' service. Very important. Huh? Of course, Indra is a devotee of the Lord. He is doing this leela, so we can learn from that. Okay, I'll stop here. And I mean, Sita Devi's glories are unlimited. She is a worshipable deity for us. We need her blessings. And maybe in the next class, whenever I get an opportunity, I'll continue the part 2 of Mother Sita's glories. So with that, I'll stop here and ask if there are any questions or comments.
I have a question.
Yes.
We see temples of Vishnu and Shiva, but there are very few temples of, or you can probably count them on your hand, temples of Lord Brahma. You have people worshipping
Krishna and Shiva, but you don't see somebody who's a Brahma devotee. Even though Brahma was given the role of creation of the, world. So what is the reason for that?
I mean, that's a very good question, Mataji. There's a big story. So I'm going to say it's a curse. Who cursed Brahma? Bhrigu. Bhrigu cursed Brahma that he won't be worshipped. Anyway, so this is a big story. So there's a curse, it's a standing curse on Lord Brahma, number one. Number two, there are people who worship Lord Brahma and they want to go to Brahma Loka. But again, it is within the material universe only, Brahma, Bhavana Loka, right? So the repeated birth and death takes place from the Patala Loka all the way to Brahma Loka. But there are some stages that the ultimate goal is to reach Brahma Loka. So there are devotees of Lord Brahma also. But we devotees, we want to go to spiritual world. So we develop pure bhakti. That's a short answer. So there are temples, I think 3 or 4 temples that I know in India. It's a Trichy also, there is a Brahmadev temple is there. But if you worship Brahma, you go to Brahma Loka, then what is the use? You are going to take birth again. So you don't get the liberation. So generally, that's why devotees worship Supreme Lord. Good question, yeah. Prabhu, question there?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
This is about, we say, right, see good in everyone, see Paramatma in everyone, versus only associating with devotees. How do we balance? I remember Kabir verse also wherein it says, Bura jo dekhan main chala, bura na milya koi. When I saw inside my heart, sab kuch bura was inside my heart. So how do we balance that we don't generate superior conscious or superior ego by saying that I will only associate with devotees and start finding faults in non-devotees?
I mean, there is something called giving association and taking association. So for example, this is a very protective environment, temple, because you come here, we follow the religious principles, very easily to follow. You come here, you worship the Lord, have prasadam, interact with people with respect. So it's very protected. But if you go out, it's unprotected environment, especially the same with the kids also, right? So with the family, they are very protected, but they go to school, they go to college, there's no control, there's no protection. So then how do we deal with that? So we cannot avoid the association also. So if you go to school or you go to office, different kinds of people we encounter, right? So that's why Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita that Arjuna, don't try to change the world around you. Don't try to make the world perfect, which you cannot do. It's dukkhalayam asashvatam. But change the world within you. You insulate yourself. So when you go, you are not affected. It's like getting into the fire. If you have that insulation, then you won't be hurt. The fire you may not be able to put off, but you won't get hurt. So similarly, when you go to, we have to interact with this material energy, have enough insulation. Meaning, don't compromise on your principles. Don't compromise on your values, right? And you give your association to them. So when you have an exemplary behavior, even the other persons, when they see that maybe they may not agree with our values or whatever, but they respect, right? So you just be with them and show them the friendliness and be compassionate and kind and nice to them. And they will also reciprocate in the same way, because humans reciprocate. If you show anger to them, they show anger to you. If you laugh at them, they laugh at you. If you be nice to them, they will be nice to you. So in that way. So we always exemplify the higher principles. And be with them as a loving and affectionate well-wisher of them. So in that way we associate with them. So we won't take association, but we give them association. So that's what Lord Ram is doing. He's Maryada Purushottam. He doesn't have to follow rules and regulations. He's Supreme Lord. But he's doing it to set an example. How much sufferings Krishna, Lord Ram and Mother Sita went through. Why do they have to go through this? To teach us. Grahastha life means, married life means, or life in this world means problems, ups and downs. But how do you deal with it? You deal with higher principles. So Lord Ram, that's what you see, right? The principle of sacrifice, the principle of detachment, the principle of compassion. We talked about the qualities, the Navarasas. He never compromised that. Even Surpanaga approached him with malicious intent, but Lord Ram never compromised his values. He distracted that, he deflected that very nicely. Right? He didn't even attack her, he didn't even kill woman because he respects woman. Though she has a malicious intent, but she always, he always does things, I'll put it like this. He discerns the higher principle and he harmonizes with the lower principle as much as possible. So that's what you see in Lord Ram's tackling the situations of life. So we have to do the same thing. We cannot avoid people, we cannot avoid bad people, but we tell them what it means to live the standard, the highest standard. So then they will be inspired also. Even if they want to do bad things, they'll say, you know what, it's a nice person. So because we are nice to them. Make sense? Like Mahatma Gandhi's thing only came to my mind. What did he say? Be the change you want to see in this world. Don't try to change the world, but you be that person. Even if you inspire one soul, then that's great. Right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
That's the
Hare Krishna.
short
Thank you,
answer.
Prabhu.
Yes. Okay, it's any more questions? No online question.
Okay, Prabhu, we are moving on to the next part of our program. Thank you, Prabhu. That's a wonderful pastimes of Mother Sita and Lord Ram. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. We'll be having Kirtan. Please raise devotees. Jai.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I will.
Vishnupadaya Krishnaprasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Eti Namine
Daya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namaste Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Amen. Iti nomine.
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशातारिणे
सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशातारिणे
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा
Hare Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Neel Madhav Radha Neel Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Gaurani Tai Jaya Gaurani Tai Jaya Gaurani Tai Jaya Gaurani Tai. Jaya Gaurani Tai Jaya Gaurani Tai Jaya Gaurani Tai Gaurani Tai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Dev Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिगोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की नवद्वीप धाम की यमुना देवी गंगा देवी तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की बृहत मृदंगा की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna Temple of Austin ki. नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
प्रह्लाद लाददायिने
प्रह्लाद लाददायिने
हिरण्याकाशीपोर्वक्षः
हिरण्याकाशीपूर्वक्षः
शिलातनकानखालाये
शीलटाङ्कानकालाये
इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
तव करकमलवरे नाखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव करकमलकाम् अद्भुतसिंगां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
यो प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
नरसिंह भगवान की
जय।
प्रहलाद महाराज की गौर प्रेमानंदे
Thank you, Swarnamanjari Mataji. It's a wonderful Kirtan. Thank you, Jishnu and Radha Vinod Prabhu and Lada Mataji for supporting Kirtan. Today's announcements.